It's from California. It was an original California car. It was an original, like a white car. Small block car, complete stocker. Gentleman bought it, exceptionally clean. So the gentleman that owns this car, he wanted a 63. He wanted something just unique. He does a lot of road racing on the weekends and that kind of stuff. So he wanted just something that was just really badass all the way around. He wanted to drive it on the street as a daily driver, but on the weekends he wanted to take it to the track and beat it up, have fun with it, and be able to drive it home afterwards. So at this point, we started with the 63 Corvette. We bought all the Ride-Tech suspension and stuff for underneath it to actually put coilovers. They're 3-way adjustable coilovers on it. We've got 6-piston brakes up front, 4-piston brakes in the rear, slotted 14-inch rotors, 1.5-inch sway bar up front, 1-inch sway bar in the rear. Pretty crazy. We've got a Van Steel center section, actually converting the original pumpkin from a much smaller unit to now a 12-bolt unit, which is actually substantially stronger. Changing the gear up and that to support the LS9 that we have up front. The LS9 is basically, it's out of a ZR1, brand new 2014 Corvette. It's from the factory, it'll produce about 650 horse. We're looking to be in the 700s, 800s, so we're going to do a little slight modification to it. It's got a Tremec 6-speed transmission behind it. And then going back, I guess, to the rear end, it's got chromoly half shafts in it, a heavy-duty drive shaft in it to support all the horsepower and torque that it's going to be basically seeing.
I'm one of the owners of Midwest Hot Rods, and this is one of my customers' cars that we're building for him. It's his 1962 Chevy wagon. His dad had one when they were kids, and he always wanted to have one himself. So they grew up with it. They went to college. They goofed around in it, and now he's become a successful businessman. And he purchased one out of New Mexico, brought it to me, and we're going to disassemble it, which we've already started. And at this point, someone has already done some wheels and tires and a different motor, but we're eliminating all of that. We're going to put a new chassis under it, and we're going to send the body out and have it media blasted. And then we're going to use a 6-speed transmission in a big block Chevrolet, and paint it his father's original colors and upholster it with the same upholstery colors that his father had in his. And they're going to use it as a fun car to go to cruise nights and go to car shows, and we'll do some more updates on it and show you how we're progressing.
This is a 69 Camaro that we're building for a customer. He brought in his original body. It's a father and son. The original body was so rusty and it would have needed so much metal work that we decided to purchase a brand new body. This is a brand new 69 Camaro, all brand new fenders, doors, everything. So since that eliminated rust repair, we were able to do some other cool fabrications. We just went around and we fit the trim and we make gap it and that. But one of the neat things we're doing to it is we decided to shave the original handle, and we are using pads from a late model Corvette. And it's a pad located inside the door here that you just use 2 or 3 fingers, and it'll work a solenoid to the latch, and that'll actually pop the door open. I'm Dan Ulrich. We're at Midwest Hot Rods in Plainfield, Illinois, and this is my 62 Ford Falcon gasser that I built. I've always wanted a gasser. This car came along. It was just all original. Had no motor, no trans. Thought it'd be a great car to make into a gasser. So just started off by tearing it down and bought a front suspension kit and just started making parts. I wanted something a little nicer, more of a show car kind of gasser.
This is a 1934 Ford fiberglass replica. We built this car from the ground up 20 years ago. Customer brought it back in for some upgrades and restyling. We're doing a whole leather interior from scratch, fabricating chrome moldings, armrests, changing some of the electronics around, some power window switches.
Sometimes we can put as much as 6 coats of clear on a car just to get that shine on it. Like the hood over here, that hasn't been wet sanded and buffed yet, but that's got 7 coats of clear on it, only because we put the stripes on there and you got to bury the stripes so you don't get that wave in between there. Because you think about it, the first thing you go up to a car, what do you look at? How shiny it is, you know, and even in the engine compartment, all the glitter and the glam. And then, like when I go up to a car, to see if it's a legit paint job or not, the first thing I look at is like the door jambs.
Straight.
Oh, it's Dave. David Moonlight. He's had such a hard time. He was given.
This is a 1969 Dodge Super Bee. It's all original, numbers matching. It's a 440 motor with a 4-speed. This car came in, it was actually in really nice shape. And so we completely disassembled it, had it media blasted, had the motor freshened up. I think about the only metal work we had to do on this was replace the trunk floor. But it's, again, going through and researching and finding out all the correct way to run the wiring and all the hoses and the tags and put everything in the right place. So this is one of our restorations.